This property settlement agreement is made this 15th day of August 1972 at Los Angeles, California, between Elvis Aaron Presley, hereinafter referred to as husband, and Priscilla Presley, hereinafter referred to as wife. The parties hereto contract with reference to the following facts. The parties are husband and wife and were married on May 1st, 1967 in Las Vegas, Nevada. There is one child the issue of said marriage, Lisa M. Presley, born February 1st, 1968. Husband's Social Security number is redacted. Wife's Social Security number is redacted. Unfortunate circumstances and unhappy differences have arisen between the parties, by reason of which they have lived separate and apart since February 23, 1972, and by reason of which they intend to dissolve their marriage through a petition, therefore, to be filed by husband in the Los Angeles Superior Court. By the property settlement agreement, the parties wish to avoid unnecessary litigation and the emotional stress and expense which would accompany same, and to forever, finally, and completely settle their property interests as between themselves, their heirs, successors, and assigns, and all questions and controversies concerning their respective interests in each and every item of property owned by the parties, whether held as separate property, community property, or quasi-community property, on in joint tenancy or otherwise. Each party agrees not to request this property settlement agreement's incorporation into or merger as a part of an interlocutory judgment of dissolution. This agreement shall survive the execution and delivery by either of us of any and all instruments mentioned in it, and shall not depend for its effectiveness on the approval of a court, or be affected thereby. Any reconciliation of the parties shall not cancel, terminate, or modify the force or effect of any provision of this agreement, it being the express intention of the parties that this property settlement agreement can only be modified by an instrument in writing. Section 1. Community Property. After a complete disclosure of all assets and sources of income, husband and wife agree that the community property of the parties is as follows. A single-family residence located at 1174 Hillcrest Road, Beverly Hills, California. A single-family residence located at 144 Montvale Drive, Los Angeles, California. A single-family residence located at 845 China Canyon Road, Palm Springs, California. A 1971 Mercedes-Benz automobile, identification number 021029. A 1969 Cadillac Eldorado automobile, Tennessee license number 1, S3988. A 1971 Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Cash in various bank accounts. Section 2. Division of Community Property. A. As and for a full settlement of all right, title, and interest the wife may have in and to any property now in the name of the husband, or in the name of the husband jointly with others, including all community property set forth here and above in paragraph 1, the wife hereby agrees to accept as and for her full settlement of any community or quasi-community property rights she may have in said property, the following. 1. A 1971 Mercedes-Benz automobile, identification number 021029. 2. A 1969 Cadillac Eldorado automobile, Tennessee license number 1, S3988. 3. A 1971 Harley-Davidson motorcycle. 4. Cash in the sum of $100,000, $100,000. Said sum to be payable, $50,000, $50,000, within 5 days of the execution of this property settlement agreement, and $50,000, $50,000, on or before August 20th, 1973. Initialed by EAP and Priscilla B. As and for a full settlement of all right, title, and interest the husband may have in and to any property now in the name of wife, or in the name of the wife jointly with others, including all community property set forth here and above in paragraph 1, husband hereby agrees to accept, as and for his full settlement of any community or quasi-community property rights her may have in said property, the following. 1. The single-family residence located at 1174 Hillcrest Road, Beverly Hills, California. 2. The single-family residence located at 144 Montvale Drive, Los Angeles, California. 3. The single-family residence located at 845 Chino Canyon Road, Palm Springs, California. Section 3. Husband's separate property. Wife hereby agrees and acknowledges that all other property of whatsoever kind and nature and wherever located, real, personal, or mixed, which is possessed and or owned by husband, and or which is in husband's name and or held for husband's account or benefit, constitutes husband's sole and separate property, and wife hereby assigns and quitclaims to husband, as of the date of execution of this property settlement agreement, any and all right, title, or interest which she may have in all of said property. Section 4. Execution of further documents. Each of the parties hereby agrees that, promptly upon demand of the other party at any time hereafter, he or she will make, execute, acknowledge and deliver all such deeds, transfers, assignments, or further instruments, and will do or cause to be done all such acts and things as reasonably shall be required by either of them to effectuate the intentions of this agreement, and to assure to each of them and to their respective successors, transferees and assigns, all and singular, the property described or referred to, or hereby intended to be conveyed, assigned, set over, transferred, or to belong to each of them, and to confirm and assure title, possession, and right thereto, according to the purpose and intent of this agreement as expressed. Section 5. Assignment of insurance. The party receiving specific property under this property settlement agreement is entitled to, and the other party hereby transfers and assigns to him or her all of his or her right, title, and interest in and to whatever insurance exists with respect to such property, and the benefits, if any, with respect to the premiums heretofore paid for, or on account of, such insurance. The party receiving such specific property and insurance policy applicable thereto shall be solely responsible for the payment of all premiums due after the effective date of this agreement in connection with each such insurance policy, if such party shall decide, in his or her sole discretion, to maintain said policy in force. Section 6. Payment of community obligations. A. Husband agrees that he shall pay, assume, and hold wife harmless from all debts incurred by the parties, or either of them, prior to the effective date of this agreement, which have been disclosed and are presently known by him. B. Neither party shall incur any indebtedness chargeable against the other, or his or her estate from and after the effective date of this agreement, nor contract any debt or obligation in the name of the other, and each party agrees to indemnify and hold the other harmless from and against any such indebtedness or obligation incurred or created by such indemnifying party. Each of the parties hereby warrants to the other that he, and then here is where some pages were unavailable. Into in the state of California, and shall be construed and interpreted under and in accordance with the laws of the state of California. Should any of the terms or provisions of this agreement or any clause or part thereof be held to be invalid, illegal, or void, the terms, provisions, clauses, or parts held to be invalid, illegal, or void shall be deleted from this agreement, and the balance of the agreement shall subsist and be of full force and effect. Section 7. Paragraph headings. The paragraph headings used herein are for convenience only and do not purport to provide a complete or accurate summary of the contents of any paragraph. No such heading shall be deemed to have any bearing upon the construction of any part of this agreement. Section 8. Effective date of this agreement. It is hereby agreed that the effective date as herein mentioned shall be the date first above written. This agreement shall not depend for its effectiveness on the approval of the court in any action for dissolution of marriage now or hereafter pending. In witness whereof, the parties hereto have hereunto set their hands the day and year first above written. To be signed by Elvis Aaron Presley, husband, and Priscilla Ann Presley, wife, additional supplement to property settlement agreement. It is understood and agreed that it is the intention of the parties to divide their community assets equally, and that the $100,000 to be received by the wife shall be tax-free to her. In the event any claim is made hereafter either by the federal government or state of California, Husband agrees to defend the same and hold wife harmless of any liability thereon to pay any taxes which may hereafter be assessed. Dated, this 15th day of August, 1972. To be signed by Elvis Aaron Presley, husband, and Priscilla Ann Presley. Wife attorneys noted on the document are Robert I. Brock, attorney for wife and Hook Stratton, and Irwin attorneys for husband. Lawyer lauds. Unselfishness. Elvis Presley ends marriage with a kiss, and $1.5 million published in the Los Angeles Times, October 10, 1973. Singer Elvis Presley, 38, and his wife Priscilla finally ended their marriage with a friendly kiss Tuesday after Santa Monica Superior Court approved of a modified property settlement in which he will pay her nearly $1.5 million. In a private session, Judge Lawrence J. Rittenhouse granted Presley's petition for divorce, and the pair emerged arm in arm. The singer kissed Priscilla, 25, before he drove away. "This man agreed to pay her this without any contest," said Harry Fain, one of Presley's attorneys, "because he wanted to be generous and make met a man so unselfish." Under the new pact, replacing an initial agreement to which Priscilla subsequently objected, Presley added $725,000 in cash and another $720,000 payable at $6,000 a month to discharge any further claims on community property. Originally, Fain said, the pair agreed that he would give her $100,000 and a couple of cars. Also, Presley agreed that she shall have half the proceeds from the sale of a Los Angeles home, as well as 5% of the stock in Elvis Presley Music, Inc. and Whitehaven Music, Inc. She will also receive $4,200 a month support payments for a year, and $4,000 a month for the support and education of their 5-year-old daughter, Lisa, until the child becomes of age or marries. The couple agreed to joint legal custody of the daughter, who will live with her mother. Priscilla Presley filed a motion last May 29th to set aside her initial concurrence in the property settlement entered when he filed for dissolution of their 5-year marriage in August 1972. Until the modified agreement, she had sought to discover more about the extent of the singer's holdings, particularly music copyrights, master recordings, residuals, and royalties. Presley and the former Priscilla Beaulieu were married in Las Vegas, May 1, 1967. When he filed for divorce, Presley cited irreconcilable differences because of the pressure of his constant traveling.
Have to do but go our separate ways and pick up all the pieces left behind us. And maybe someday, somewhere along the way, another love will find.